Hi, I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. That's right, me, the guy in the glasses. I'm snugged up to this wall here so I don't bump into when Anthony's putting these panels up. I've got a little bit of news about a small company, regional size. They do something in the technology sector. I'm not sure, they make some sort of a Tesla coil or something trying to attract the gods. No, it's Apple. You know what? Fact of the matter is, this is a very large company doing a lot of large things, 4 stories in one. A little bit to do with the holiday season in 2017, all the way to some breaking news tonight. Let's start with the holiday season. Apple had what is one of the best holiday seasons I'm sure a company has ever had. The App Store did $890 million in business on a 7-day period starting December 24th. Hit a 7-day period, Apple. New Year's Day had 300 million in purchases alone. And in 2017, some numbers to just wrap everything up with a nice little bow. iOS developers earned $26.5 billion, up 30% year over year. So not only did Apple have an outstanding holiday season, and we've seen that with some of the sales numbers that have creeped out with the iPhone and the watch and everything else that Apple's doing, which is just marvelous. But the iOS developers, the guys that are making stuff in the App Store, they made bank in 2017. Hard to not be on board with Apple at this point, correct? Not only that, but rumor on the street is that Apple has, we know Apple has about $250 billion in international money that hasn't been brought back into the United States. The rumor is about $200 billion of that is going to be repatriated with this one-time tax exemption, 15% on liquid assets, 8% on illiquid assets. Apple is going to take advantage of that, bring that money back home to roost in the United States. There's a chance for some accelerated share buybacks, some potential mergers and acquisitions. Who knows what they could do? They've already bumped up the dividend. They could even bump that dividend up again. Having this much cash, Apple has a lot of cash. There's nothing wrong with having a little extra greenbacks in your pocket. Some of the other news from Apple was that, unfortunately, this little breach of security with Intel that's been going on all week, that's been driving Intel's price lower and been bringing up the price of competitor AMD, unfortunately, it's going to affect all Apples. That's right, the phones, the watch, it's going to affect your MacBook. It affects all of it. Everything running the iOS operating system is unfortunately going to be affected. Now, nobody's exploited this yet. There's been no known exploits, but they know it's out there. They're trying to patch this up and get all of this stuff fixed. We're obviously assuming that Apple's going to do that. We're not sure where that's going to drive the share price in the coming days. We know it's been doing some damage to Intel, as we found out that Intel's actually known about this for about 6 months now, and Intel's actually had some higher ranking officials in the last 6 months sell off a significant amount of their shares as this news has creeped out into the media. I'm not entirely sure how many people are going to be taking this as good news, especially with Intel, and I wonder if this is going to get Apple to rethink having Intel in all of their products going forward. They've had a long working relationship. It is very, very possible that Apple continues that relationship, right? This stuff bound to happen in technology. Every once in a while, you hit a little bit of a bump in the road, a little bit of bump in the road for Intel. Unfortunately, it affects all of the Apple products, but Apple's getting a little bit of good headwind from consumers as they've been replacing batteries in old phones where the phone cycle should be basically over for these phones. $29.99, get a new battery. A lot of people are saying it has brought their old phone back to life. And we've actually heard that Apple has told the people at the Apple stores that even if the battery is still operating at a decent amount, replace the battery for them. $29.99, you can't beat having good media coverage and good fanfare. When you're a company like Apple, you thrive on your customers liking what you do. And Apple is doing good things, repatriating money, having an excellent holiday season, making money for the iOS developers, giving the batteries to people at a very low price, and allowing the life expectancy of their phone to continue. Unfortunately, this Intel thing is going to affect a lot of Apple products. You can expect some updates in the next couple of days, as there's been some updates in the last few days, but it's not really an Apple issue as much as it's more of an Intel issue. The blowback probably going to continue to be on Intel's end as far as the share price goes, more so than Apple's end, but we'll have to see how that plays out in the next couple of days. I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. We thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, give it a little ring there. Why don't you? Right? Like this video, like all videos, like Apple. It's really tough to not like Apple. And comments. Leave us some comments. Scroll it right here on my wall. I want to hear what you guys think about all these different Apple topics that are out there. You guys are looking marvelous so far in 2018. Keep up the good work and have yourself an outstanding rest of your Thursday.